Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the other side of the coin and welcome to your Miss Talks football segment on this channel where I cover the Premier League weekend wrap-up. Lots to talk about, ladies and gentlemen. What have we learned in this particular weekend? Well, the talk of the town is Cole Palmer. Everyone is uttering his name. Everyone wants to know what is going on. Is he the best in the Premier League? 100%. In my opinion, ladies and gentlemen, Cole Palmer right now is the best footballer in the Premier League. Now, don't get it twisted. Obviously, Erling Haaland is out there and he's an out-and-out goal scorer. But when I'm talking about best footballer, the total package, what can Cole Palmer do? He can pass. He can find those key assists. He can score goals. He can crash the box. He can be outside of the box. He can shoot, free kicks from long range. He can take penalties. He can take, corners. He does off the ball work rate. He's very, very good. He presses well. He intercepts. He reads the game fantastically. What can't he do? For me, ladies and gentlemen, not only he's right now, the best Premier League footballer, but he's probably out there as one of the best footballers in world football. So, how many players are actually ahead of him in world football right now? I can't think of too many. How many teams wouldn't he make it into their first 11? There's not too many out there. In fact, I'd say he would make it to all of their first team 11. Look at the impact he had in Euros as well for England, coming off the bench. How England didn't integrate him into the first team is absolute madness, and that's on Gareth Southgate. But the way he had the impact coming off the bench, literally changing matches coming off the bench, this guy, there is some special quality about him. And one of the best things that I actually like about him is he's not satisfied. He's never, ever satisfied. He scores one goal, he wants more. He scores two, he wants the hat-trick. He gets the hat-trick, he wants four. And then on top of that, in the same game against Brighton, he could have had 3 assists. So he's not someone who's all about the goals. He wants to do well in terms of creating opportunities for others. Incredible, ladies and gentlemen. And the hunger and desire, you just see it. He's not human. He is literally a robot. He doesn't have any emotion. It's like he goes there on the field and all he ever wants to do is absolutely annihilate the opposition for his own team. For me, honestly, there's conversations that happens on social media where I don't want to entertain it for too long. Him versus Saka, him versus Foden. He's clear of both of them. He's clear. People say, but Saka plays as a winger. He's a number 10. Well, play Cole Palmer as a winger and see what happens there as well. Foden was really good last season. Incredible. This season hasn't clicked on. But even if he does click on, this guy is probably a level, maybe 2 levels ahead of Phil Foden. There's no two ways about that. Manchester City fans are ruined now. They are in tatters. They're upset that they've let go of such a baller. We're going to talk about Man City very, very, very soon. They think they're going to miss Rodri. If anything, I think they're going to miss KDB for however long he's out for, because they could do with a player like Cole Palmer who's capable of not just scoring goals, but creating opportunities as well. Incredible player. We are blessed, honestly. What a fine piece of business. I know there's not that often that we talk highly about our owners or our directors, but this is one piece of business. They've done a madness. This guy, for me, is £250 million player right now. £250 million player, Cole Palmer. Good luck. Good luck to anyone that is capable of snatching him away from us. It's not going to happen. He's contracted to us till 2033. My only thing is hopefully we can win some trophies for him. Check this out, ladies and gentlemen. Since Cole Palmer arrived at Chelsea, no player has contributed to more goals in the Premier League. He jumped to the top of the list after scoring 4 goals against Brighton. Most goal involvement since the start of 2023-2024. Palmer, 43. It's incredible. Haaland 41, Watkins 38, Salah 36, Saka 31, Son 31. So big names there. And Cole Palmer is leading the race fantastically. So ladies and gentlemen, for me, Cole Palmer is a phenomenal player right now. Hands down, there is zero doubt that he is the best Premier League footballer going around. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts. Do you think he is the best Premier League footballer going around right now, or do you have other opinions on it? Let me know in the comment section. Next up, in regards to Rodri, look, I'm not actually going to go through this news. What I want to talk about is, obviously, you guys might know already, and this news talks about this. Rodri is out for the season. He's got an ACL injury, so quite unlucky. Just before he got the injury, he was talking about the fact that players play too many games, and I tend to agree, man. I mean, us fans, we are entertained. We get to see a lot more matches, but players these days are playing 60, 70 plus matches, including all of the international ones as well, and they're bound to get injured. They're bound to get, run down, and this is probably what has happened to Rodri. And unlucky for him. But a lot of the fans out there, not just the Man City fans, but the rival fans, are talking about how Rodri is going to be the most missed player in Manchester City. And I disagree with that. Look, I'm not taking anything away from Rodri, though. Rodri is an important player for Manchester City. One of the key cogs, no doubts about that. However, watching that match against Newcastle over the weekend where it was 1-1, I don't think they necessarily miss Rodri. And I think most of the games where they're going to play in the Premier League, I don't think they're going to miss Rodri. You know who they're going to miss? They're going to miss a player like KDB, in my opinion. They lack the creativity. Gundogan put on an absolute stinker against Newcastle. And even when Foden came on, it wasn't as if he created plethora of chances. And look, down the track, when Foden does get back into his normal ways and find his feet again, I'm pretty sure he'll create chances. Obviously, players like Foden and a few others who are involved in Euros, they started the season late. They didn't really have a preseason, and only recently they joined back the team. So I can understand that there is a little bit of a stutter, no problems. But Man City's biggest problem right now, I think, is the creativity, because their wingers, as you know, Pep Guardiola doesn't really allow them the license to really express themselves. He's not instructing them to take them on 1v1. He likes a lot more control. And when teams want to sit back and they have a structured defense, like Inter Milan, like Newcastle, like Arsenal, Manchester City will find it very difficult to break them down. So for me, KDB, he is the one. He is the linchpin. He is the one who can unlock the tightest of defense out there. So for me, ladies and gentlemen, Rodri is probably not the biggest miss for Manchester City. I think the longer KDB is away is going to be a problem. And for all the fans out there that want Manchester City to keep dropping points, are you mad? Are you actually mad? I'm going to talk about Arsenal now. I don't want to see Arsenal win nothing. I don't want to see Arsenal win nothing. For me, the biggest threat in this Premier League title race, and I know there's going to be quite a few people that are going to start putting Chelsea in this conversation. Some Chelsea fans getting very giddy. I say we stay away from all of those conversations for the time being. Let's just take it one game at a time. Not worry about the title run. Let's just worry about, can we secure top four? Not that long ago, we weren't even talking about top four. So let's just talk about top four, and we'll see what happens come December if we're in any chance of a title shot, which I don't want to entertain right now. So for me, ladies and gentlemen, Arsenal is the biggest threat. I know Liverpool, we can talk about Liverpool very, very soon as well. Liverpool is a huge threat, no problems about it, but it's the first season under Arne Slot. I'm hating the fact there are fans out there saying, oh, no, Man City, hopefully you keep dropping points. Man City, the more Man City drop points, the more these guys are going to ensure they don't drop points. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, 2-2 at one stage against Leicester, Arsenal, and it looked like maybe it's going to finish as a draw, and it would have been a fine points picked up by Leicester away from home at the Emirates, and it would have been great, the fact that Manchester City dropped points against Newcastle at St. James's Park. But Arsenal, there's something about them, man. There really is, whether we like it or not. Under Arteta right now, I know they've done nothing, but this is probably the season. It looks like they're primed, and I'm hoping, just like many of you guys, that they bottle it once again, but they look like they're primed for something. They're always somehow finding a way to win matches, and on this particular occasion, they ended up winning 4-2 right at the end. They made it 3-2, and then they got that final goal 4-2. So for me, and the goal came from Havertz as well. They're a tight-knit team, defensively solid. I know in this game they conceded two, but second one from Justin was an absolute banger. Overall, they're a quality team, tight-knit team. It's very difficult to break them down, and they always have a goal in them. And set pieces, they absolutely eat it up, whether it's in defense, whether it's in offense. So Arsenal, for me, look, Manchester City, go out there and just keep winning, man. Don't let Arsenal sniff. Next up, I want to talk about Bruno Fernandes, ladies and gentlemen. Look, this week, what I've really learned off the back of this particular weekend is that there are Man United fans out there talking about getting rid of Eric Ten Hag, and no problems. You can get rid of Eric Ten Hag, and that might solve some of the problems. But it's clear as daylight, ladies and gentlemen, for me especially, just simply getting rid of Eric Ten Hag is not going to solve nothing. You can bring someone like Thomas Tuchel or whatnot, but players like Bruno Fernandes, they're a hindrance to this football club. Players like Rashford are a hindrance to this football club. People think Thomas Tuchel or whoever else will come in and they'll get automatically straight away an uplift. I don't know, man. This football club, Man United, they're in depression. They're in proper depression. There is something big happening there, and it is not good. I thought with the arrival of Ineos and the structure that they've created with Omar Barada and sporting directors, that they're going to finally get things right. But no, man, there is a big virus in that football club, and this virus is going to take a long time to get rid of. Antibiotics, it needs to be applied ASAP, and the dose needs to probably carry on for at least a season or two. It's not going to just change with the snap of their finger. There's too many players in that football club that earn too much and are not performing at the highest level, and simply change of a manager ain't going to do the trick. That squad, if you look overall, is not the greatest squad. New manager may come in, and I think it might be the end of Eric Ten Hag very, very soon. I find it very difficult if they can get any points against Porto in midweek away from home in the Europa League, and then they've got Aston Villa in the Premier League next up, away from home as well at Villa Park. I can't see them doing anything. So it's inevitable Eric Ten Hag is potentially going to get sacked over the international break. But for me, whoever they get in next, good luck to them. I'm not worried about this football club. They're in the mud severely. And as long as they employ players like this guy and Marcus Rashford, good luck. Good luck to your football club. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, Liverpool. Another win right at the end as well. I believe it was 1-1 at one point, and then Liverpool ended up making it 2-1. I'm pretty certain it was that. Let me have a quick look. But nonetheless, Liverpool, they carry on with a victory. Let me just have a quick look at this. Give me 1 second, guys. Liverpool. Yeah, it was Ait Nouri with the equalizer, and then Mo Salah with the winning goal from the penalty. Look, they're good. Of course, they're good. They're electric. They still play with that same Klopp mentality to a certain degree, where they press and they suffocate the living daylights out of the opposition. But the difference is with Arne Slot is they are quite composed with the possession. So they know when to turn it on and press, and then they know when to sort of relax a little bit and just hold the ball, or even sometimes entice the pressure so that they can counter. Liverpool, good victory against Wolves. Wolves are in the mud royally. They haven't even won a single game yet, and God knows where they're going to get the victory. But Liverpool, look, we got them straight after the international break. Chelsea versus Liverpool. Let's see what happens. Let's see exactly where they are. Let's see exactly where we are. They're definitely one of the contenders for the Premier League title. But as I said, Arne Slot in his first season, they're going to have those odd hiccups against Nottingham Forest. And that is probably what's going to hold them from winning the Premier League. And I hope that odd hiccup happens against us straight after the international break as well. So yeah, that for me is the weekend wrap up. That's probably what I've learned over this particular weekend on the Premier League fixtures. Let me know your thoughts. What do you think about Cole Palmer? Do you think he's the best Premier League footballer at the moment? What do you think about Manchester City? Are they going to miss Rodri? Are they going to miss KDB? Who's it going to be the most missed player for them? And all the other, little bits and pieces that I've talked about. Let me know your thoughts. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. Smash the like button. If you're here for the first time, subscribe. Hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Till next time, take care. See ya. Goodbye.